Hello. Now, as you've seen that through that series of photographs, the little vintage scissors have been stitched out, and here we have the design complete. So what I do is there was a little bit of unnecessary trimming, and I always encourage you to trim as you stitch between colours, so it's easier to remove the threads. There's nothing worse than having embroidery go over your jump stitches that need trimming. No matter how much I try, there's always a few jump stitches that miss out, and sometimes the machines don't pick them up. I think, well, that's my personal opinion, or that's my excuse. So here we have our finished little pair of scissors, and immediately what I do is I turn it over, and with my seam ripper at intermittent spaces I just cut. Okay, needs a little bit more there at the beginning. Turn it back over to the other side, and you can pop that underneath and pull, and the whole thing, well, should come out of its own accord, or almost in one go. Now, I know that the outline alignments stitches leave tiny holes in silk, and not just in silk, in other fabrics as well. And there's no reason, you can't avoid this, I'm afraid. But what I suggest you do, I'll show you in a minute. So here we have our bird stitched out. Let's make sure we've picked up all the bits on the back. And I'm going to trim the majority of the threads away. Sorry, my hand's probably in the way and you can't see what I'm doing, so I'll try and do it at an angle. And then I have to remove the stabilizer. Now, I am quite brutal in my removal of stabilizer, as you can see. But probably the reason for this is that I know how secure the stitches are. I did it wrong there, but I tend to remove one layer at a time. Now, you see these green bits? Those are the first set of outline alignment stitches, and they are actually helping you rip it away. But don't be afraid of the stitches, because I digitize in such a way that the stitches are secure, and I've never had anything unravel. Now, I've screwed that up. It's rather small, but sometimes you can keep those little bits and they might come in useful for your second layer, as we discussed before. Now, we've got that off, and this is where I use my ripper again by putting it underneath and helping ease it away. Now, ideally we would have a stabilizer that we can, oh dear, I've got a bit of a, no, that isn't a bird's nest. It's the green, if you remember, for my first outline alignment stitches. And this is what I do. I pull it away with the tip of my ripper. The more stabilizer you can remove, the better your embroidery will look. I'm sorry, I've got the angle wrong on that, I'm sure, but as for my first tutorial, I hope you'll forgive me. So that's most of it off. There's a tiny bit there, and if we cut those bits there, I can, once I ease it away. Now, obviously, there are certain embroideries where you can't remove all the stabilizer, so it has to be a case of whether it's good, whether you're happy to leave some stabilizer or use a wash away stabilizer. Now, I do not wash silk. I don't believe you can, and I'm always incredulous that people say you can wash silk. I've tried it and it doesn't work. It's not silk anymore, it's just a load of creases. Anyway, that's the back tidied up. Let's put that over here, and I believe my iron is on already. Give it a little press. Always remember to press from the back, and because of this lovely board, it's nice and soft underneath, so when you turn it over, it makes the embroidery slightly proud. Now, just before I go, I just wanted to say, when I've designed these freebies that you're going to be collecting this week, and the vintage sewing ones are only for the first week. I've got something even more exciting for after that. I've tried to digitize them in such a way that it's easy for you to separate them. So obviously the first 3 or 4 colours are the scissors, and the vintage scissor bit is at the end. You can take that, not stitch it, or use it for something else. And some of the others, you'll notice there's little buttons and whatever on them, and I've tried to digitize them in such a way, as I always do with my designs, by leaving you as many options as possible for eliminating part of the design and also for changing colors. Anyway, that is your first freebie. I hope you love it. I hope you'll be able to use it, and I look forward to seeing some of the projects that you stitch out a little individual design. There will be more, and I would value your feedback. I would like you to comment in the YouTube box underneath. Hit the little like thumbs up, and next time I'll show you some more of the tips and the things that I do in my own sewing room here at Graceful Embroidery. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being part of this birthday event, and I hope you enjoy it and find it very inspirational. And don't forget, create a work of art on your embroidery machine very soon, if not today. Goodbye for now.